How's it going, everyone? I'm Contemtion, and today I have broken out some of the field fights and rallies, or I should say rally, from our Ark of Osiris match in 1937 and S37. Earlier today, I will put a card up at the top. I was live streaming that, so if you want the full version, take a look, check it out. If this is the first time you've come to the channel, or if you're returning, please do hit the like and subscribe. It really does help. But for now, let's get into it and take a look. As you can see behind me, Nevsky in a murder ball, maybe not the best choice, but we obviously need a better test, maybe in KVK or in a Ark of Osiris match where we lose, because we definitely dominated this opponent. It was a fun match, but I think we will see more and more Nevskys on the field, which is something we're going to target, and I think we're going to get good trades from them. So take a look. Here we go. Okay, so here is the first report you're seeing on the screen over there. I'm just going to pause it quickly. This is the first time I've hit a Nevsky on the field that was not a test in our kingdom. So this was nice to see. First battle with an XY and a Nevsky. It was expertise. Same with my Guan and Alex. I'm not sure of the gear. Of course, you're never going to know. In most cases, in open field fights, you're not going to know what gear they had. Obviously, we targeted him first. It was a full murder ball right in front of our desert altar at the start of Ark of Osiris. They canceled the rally to our obelisk, and that's where we fought him. Definitely didn't go well for him and for the second Nevsky we found. So that's this report. Great AoE, like Guan always has. And then this is actually report of the second Nevsky we went after. And yes, I run Leonidas and Joan. Card up at the top for that. Great combination. Fires off fast or faster than Constantine in some cases with the Horn of Fury. So definitely worth checking out if you're curious about that. But the second one, unfortunately, was not expertised. He didn't have a finished Saladin. He did not have a finished Nevsky, even though it is 5-4, 5-4. Some decent buffs, but really low on cavalry health. But definitely didn't do so good with the trades. And yes, I am, and I'm going to pause the video again here. I'm running Ramses and Mehmed. Very good combination. I know you can just barely see it. I've got a 5-5-3-5 Mehmed, but he's got the relic, and the relic is huge. I got some awesome reports in the field with Ramses and Mehmed. People were ignoring Ramses, which is a big mistake because he, with Mehmed behind him, was killing it. Awesome reports. Very happy. I cannot remember who mentioned this. I think it was a private message chat from our last Ark of Osiris where we lost, or the one before that, where they were saying Mehmed behind Ramses, and took their advice, and I will definitely keep it. But let's get back into the reports here. I do have one rally that did not go well for the enemy, even though our garrison was low from the start. So they definitely had an advantage right from the start. And that's this rally right here. And I will actually adjust that a little bit. Give me a second here. Zoom out a little bit more so you can see it a little bit better. But there is Nevsky behind an XY. And I'll pull up the report for that. Okay, so here are the reports for that. I'm going to start with, where's my garrison? Here's the garrison right here. So I jumped in with my Leo. We had a very low garrison from the start. As you can see, we were losing, so I started to swarm him. And based on the report, you can see right in front of you, which has, of course, expertise, Nevsky, and an XY, with our garrison as a expertise, Zenobia, and YSS. Very strong gear as well. So I know that jumping into that garrison is always going to do pretty decent. And as you can tell, yes, we did swarm the rally, but I got good trades on on everything. This was an even trade with my worst field march, which is Saladin and Khan. Did good for sure. Not doing great with counterattack, that's for sure. My Naboo YSG did really good. My Naboo and YSG, of course, are expertise, and I also have the relic for YSG. Was there another one on here? Yeah, Guan kind of hit at the end. He was a little slow to the party, but still did good there. So I don't know, based on what I've seen so far, and obviously I think it'd be better to have a match where we're losing, a match where we have XY and Nevsky more than one fully expertise with full troop expansion. I think that's when we're really going to be able to see what he does, but he melts pretty quickly. From what I've seen, he doesn't have a whole lot to offer when he's swarmed. He's a single target sniper, and because of that, people notice him really quickly. People were calling it out in Discord, and I don't think Nevsky is going to stand a chance out in murder balls. Even rallies are going to be tough. We'll get into some more of these reports in a second. Rallies are going to be tough because if you don't have open field control, you're just going to get swarmed and that rally is going to die really quickly. Now, if you have open field control, your rally might do really well, but I think there's other combinations that would be just as good, whether it's Pakal and Herald, or if you have Gilgamesh and Naboo. I think you could still get really good reports if you have open field control. Let's take a look at some more of this so we can just watch it melt here. Again, did not do that good. Troops, I think they were mostly T5. They got a little bit of T4 in there, but mostly T5. And then once you hit it, it just melted. As you can see, there wasn't a whole lot. Like, we got down quite a ways before we started reinforcing again. So, and yes, they didn't have reinforcements either, but they started strong, and we did not. That is for sure. Okay, what is the next clip we got here? We just got some more murder balls. Definitely worth checking out the full video if you're interested. But obviously, Naboo YSG is a deadly combo. I don't think I had too many negative trades. Like, it's just fantastic. Such a deadly combo. The relic just helps that even more. Yeah, I don't think there was a single bad trade in this report for Naboo. Wow. Absolutely crazy. Did so fantastic. What else do we got here? We got Guan and Alex, always a good choice. Really just wrecks everything. My murder ball commanders are definitely in good shape. I am going to work Herald and probably put Charles Martel and Herald back out in open field to replace my Saladin and Khan. I think that's the only part that I lack to have a full 5 marches that really do a lot of damage. Here's Naboo again. Just some crazy reports. Absolutely crazy. Definitely my favorite march now is Naboo YSG. Yes, it can melt quickly when it's surrounded, but if you can get away with a couple skill casts before they notice what's going on, you're going to be laughing. You really are. It was awesome. You're hitting marches that aren't even targeting you. Always good. Like, just, there's not a single bad trade, even when I start getting down on troop count. Just fantastic. Such a great march, especially when you're talking Ark of Osiris. Like, Saladin, I wasn't even targeting him, I don't think, at that point. Or if I was, yeah, no, there's no counterattack damage. So I wasn't even getting anything from him, and he was just getting wrecked. Tao Tao and Khan, that's not a great march. But really did well. Do I have one more here? Yeah, just Guan and Alex again. So really, it was a great Ark of Osiris match. I am definitely curious to see what Nevsky is going to be like with another opponent as people start expertising him more with XY as primary. I really do think it has to be XY as primary. But I don't know. I'm curious to see if someone sends out Chandragupta or anybody else with Nevsky behind him. But I think it's just going to be a huge target. And as you can see from the clips, it's really easy to tell when there's a Nevsky. Everybody's keeping an eye on the cavalry commanders. So I don't think Nevsky's going to be as bad as I originally thought. I did do, and I had a video on this earlier. I'll put a card up at the top where I did test one-on-one and got completely annihilated by Nevsky. Was not nice. It felt terrible. And I was really worried, and yeah, that's a terrible example. I shouldn't leave that one up. But that's one of my best marches, and I got totally wrecked. And I know it's Cav versus archers, but Naboo and YSG is super strong. And I think really where it shines is when you have the buffs and debuffs from your other marches. So I don't think Nevsky is going to be that terrible in open field. I think he's going to be controllable. I think when people see him, they'll pick him off just like an Edward or like who else do we usually pick off in those murder balls? Guan. Obviously, you go for Guan. Naboo, you go for Naboo right away. If you see a Trajan or an Ethelfled, you go for those right away. Nevsky's definitely in the top there, and I don't think he's going to give you great returns when he gets swarmed. He's just not. Some marches will, but Nevsky in there is just he's going to melt, and that's it. And I'm grateful for that. We will see in the next couple Ark of Osiris matches because I'm not going to have KVK on my main for about a month now. Register in 2 weeks, and then there's pre-KVK and such. So we'll see what happens. But so that's really it, guys. Thank you for checking this out. I don't think Nevsky's going to be that terrible in open field murder balls. Obviously, with rallies, he's going to be a force to be reckoned with. Unless you don't have field control, then you can swarm him down, and I think you can get good returns from swarming. So until next time, guys, thank you for checking these out. Please do hit the like and subscribe, and see you later. Have a good one.